Okay, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we are back here on In the Huddle, and it's time to bring back one of our favorite games here on the show, as it's been a minute since we played this game. And for those of y'all that don't know this game, it's called Fact or Cap. Basically, we'll read a couple statements, and if we agree with the statement, we'll just say fact and give a brief 2 to 3 sentences on why the statement is fact. Or if we disagree, we'll say it's cap and put on our caps if we disagree. So it's just that simple, self-explanatory, and I can't wait to begin. So we might as well begin. Tua Tagovailoa is under the most pressure to win at quarterback this season. Fact or cap? Say, I'll start with you.
I really don't have a hat. I don't know what happened to it, but I'm gonna go cap. He's definitely not under the most pressure to win. I think when you look at the Dolphins team and in totality, they're really young. I think he may feel like that he needs to produce because the team is good. I think the team's still going to do well. I just don't think he's under the most pressure out of all the quarterbacks in the NFL to do good. So I'm gonna go cap.
I got my cap on here. New York Knickerbockers right now. I'm going to go cap. I agree with Zay. I'm going to go cap because I believe that guy's Jalen Hurts. And the reason why is because they actually have a backup quarterback that can actually play that nobody talks about because he's not fancy, and that's Gardner Minshew. I think when you make a move for a guy like A.J. Brown and you look at that championship game, that wild card game, against the Buccaneers, which flat out exposed him to the T. I mean, yeah, you're on a short leash, bro. You need to play hard, and I think he should have been competing for a job, but he got handed a job, but he won't get handed to it next year because he will have the ball this year. I think Jalen Hurts is under the most pressure.
I agree with both of you. I think it's cap too, but I actually think the quarterback that's under the most pressure is Deshaun Watson, just because he has so much that he's gonna have to overcome this season. And we know a lot of times winning helps to erase a lot of the outside noise. I think it's Deshaun Watson that has the most pressure going into this season. Either way, it's still cap on Tua's part.
Nah, I feel you. It's respectable. Colin Kaepernick is set to work out for the Las Vegas Raiders. Colin Kaepernick being on an NFL roster come September is
as much as I would love to say fact, I just gotta say cap, man. All right, he's going in for the workout. But is he actually going to get on the roster? 1 and 2. To be honest with you, I just feel like we're past the point where Colin Kaepernick is going to be an effective quarterback in this league. I just think it's been too many years, so I'm gonna have to say cap on that one.
I'm gonna go off and say fact. I think he will be on the Raiders roster going into this to September, and I don't know if he will stay on there for the majority of the duration of the season, but I think he will start off in September at least in training camps in Raiders. So give me a fact on that.
Hope you're right.
I hope so too.
I hope he's right too, but I still got my hat on, so I'm going to go cap here and say cap. The reason why is because we're talking about cap, so I got to say cap. But ladies and gentlemen, no cap. I think it's a cap that he will not be back on an NFL roster, or he will be back on an NFL roster, And the reason why I think so is because they banned cap. It's just that simple. I'll leave it there. Anyway, let's go on. Luka Doncic will win a chip before Nikola Jokic. Is that fact or cap?
I can go real quick. I think that is a cap. I think when you look at the Denver Nuggets and how they have their team structured, Jamal Murray and Michael Porter Jr., along with how Jokic played this season, they could have went far in the Western Conference. I think they would have actually went to the Western Conference Finals against the Warriors if they would have got the opportunity to play against them. I think with Luka Doncic, there's so many holes missing. There's so many holes on his Mavericks team that Luka Doncic is filling because he's such an amazing basketball player that he needs somebody. I don't know who. He needs something on that team to get him over the hump. I just don't know who it is yet because they added KP. We all thought that was the answer. It was not at all. And so I think right now I'm going to just go with cap.
I agree. I'm going to say cap. I think that Luka Doncic, he needs another star alongside him. They need to make a move. I would look inside and see and sniff around what's going on with the Nets and potentially see if they let Kyrie Irving go and Kyrie Irving works. Could I get a guy like Kevin Durant to add on to this roster? See if we could bring him back to Texas because they're going to need another star. I don't think they could win with just Spencer Dinwiddie and Jalen Brunson being your number 2 option. No disrespect to those fellas, they can create their own offense and all that. That's cute, but they need a star, and I don't see that being the case. I like the Nuggets to potentially win a chip over them because I like Michael Porter Jr. when healthy. I like Jamal Murray when healthy. We talked about health a lot on the show, and health is your wealth. They will be healthy next year, so I'm looking to see them being right back in the thick of things next year.
All right, so to be honest with you, I don't see neither one of these teams as constructed winning the championship anytime soon. So let me just say that first and foremost. But I'm actually gonna say fact on this one, because I mean, one, Luka's a lot younger than Jokic, and you know, at the end of the day, you mentioned Denver could beat Golden State with Jamal Murray. They played Golden State this year, and they lost 4 games to 1. I don't think Jamal Murray was going to make that much of a difference against Golden State Warriors, playing the way they've been playing this playoff season. And again, when in the bubble here, they had a chance then. Everybody was healthy then. They couldn't get past the Lakers. They let old Dwight Howard shut down Jokic, in the playoffs. So I'd have to go with Luka. Obviously, I think Dallas is gonna have to make another move or two because you got to bring somebody else in there. You need that solid. I wish they would have still had Porzingis because I kind of liked them together, but they had the issue. So, but eventually, I think Mark Cuban will bring someone else in to help Luka. Again, respect to the Joker because back-to-back MVP. Even though I don't feel like he should have got him like that, but he got him, so it is what it is. But I got to go with the younger Luka, who's looking right now. Man, personally, I got him ahead of Jokic. I just think he's better.
Let's move on here. The Lakers' job lost its attraction, and I take off my cap here. That's not cap. That's facts. Ladies and gentlemen, this job is not attractive. When you have a roster that's really a big issue here, I don't think Russell Wilson will need to play on that team for that team to work. I don't think Russell Westbrook could be able to fit alongside LeBron James. I think that's evident. That's been clear since day one. That's been clear before the trade was even made. And can we stop trying to make it work? Look, when you have guys that don't listen, first of all, LeBron James is his own guy. How many coaches got fired coaching LeBron James? Don't get me wrong, most coaches will probably say I would love to coach a guy like LeBron James, but there's always good and negatives, and with LeBron there's a lot of good, but there's a lot of negatives. You got to worry about that. You got to also worry about Anthony Davis. A lot of people talk about Kyrie Irving. He only played 83 games in the last 3 seasons. Well, actually Anthony Davis played less. Okay, that's a problem. That's a major problem. And then you got Russell Westbrook. Russell Westbrook. Excuse me. I don't know why it came out like that. But you also got that guy. And we all know he's one of the more inefficient players in the NBA. And he didn't take advice to come off the bench from Frank Vogel. I don't think he's going to listen to you either. So, yes, the job lost its attraction. It's unfortunate because it is a big market. It's not attractive anymore. I go fact.
I agree. Fact. It's not attractive at all, but not beyond the players. The GM and the front office are doing a horrible job on making sure people have a secure job. They promised all these different guys, like, yeah, we'll make sure you're good. They told Frank Vogel he was all right before they fired him. So clearly they're not organized and they're kind of snakes. Rob Pelinka, people said over the years they don't like him because he's a snake in a sense. He goes behind your back. He says one thing and then the whole other thing transpires. And it goes beyond that. So now as a player, do you want to go over there knowing that your job is not secure as soon as you get there? As soon as you have one bad game or two, you don't know if you're going to have a job after that. Like it's kind of weird. I think they do DeAndre Jordan kind of filthy. He had one bad turnover, and then after that they released him and then they sent him out of there.
DeAndre Jordan's horrible now.
It was one turnover. He ain't played like weeks. He came in.
Is that one turnover? He threw it into the concession stands. That's what happened. He threw the ball into the concession stands. He got released after that.
So it's like this team, this organization is terrible, and they're looking for a turn to worse. It's looking like one of the worst places to go to play basketball.
I'm gonna say that's cap. I hear what you're saying about the job security and all that, but guess what? That's every team in the league, and that's not just the coaching staff or the GM. That's everybody. Once it is felt like you have nothing else to contribute to this team, you're gonna be up out of there. So that's everybody. The reason I say it's cap though is because you're talking about LA. Los Angeles, just the city of Los Angeles in itself is a plus. You know, you got Hollywood, you got the star power out there. You know, and
I mean, you like, if you're a coach, you're like 45 years old. You don't need to be around Hollywood, bro. You know what I'm saying? You need to be around wifey.
We around the bright lights in big city, man. Everybody need that. You know?
Oh wait.
So and you listen. You still got LeBron James there. You know, can we count on Anthony Davis' health? I don't know, but you know, I still say I think it's still a good landing spot for anybody, because if you can win, that's one of the best places to win.
We got 2 topics left, and we got 4 minutes left, so let's keep on moving. Triple G versus Canelo 3 will end in a knockout. I'm going to go ahead and say Cap. Listen, I think a lot of people's not respecting Triple G. Listen, he may be old, he may be 40, but he got power. Power travels. I think this fight will go the distance like both of them went, and I won't give a prediction. We don't have time for that. But yeah, I think it's a Cap. I give Triple G his respect. He got power.
I'm gonna
I'm good.
I'm gonna say Cap. I'm not even going because we're running low on time. I just think it's Cap. I think it'll go the distance again. It's like the other fights.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's Cap, and I think our Triple G winning the fight. So let's go to the next topic.
Let's move on to the next joint. That's if he could get a decision, man. Canelo got the judges in his pocket. But anyway, Tyreek Hill says that Tua throws one of the prettiest balls I've ever caught. Tyreek Hill's statement is, and I got the cap on. Come on, man. I ain't even bother to take this cap off. That's cap. First of all, he tried to play it cool and slick. I saw the interview when he first got traded to the Dolphins, and he went on and said that Tua was one of the more accurate quarterbacks in the league. But then there's a report that came out where he said, I didn't believe in Tua until I started catching from him. I'm like, yo, he's actually one of the more prettiest ball throws I've ever caught. But what you said in the press conference, bro, so you lying, you capping. That's why I got the cap. Listen, he's gonna want Patrick Mahomes back. It is what it is.
Yeah, I'm going with Cap. I'm going with Cap as well. This man is clearly just loving the contract. He don't want to give it up. So that's all it is. It's just the money talking, especially in Miami. You know the weather's nice. You know I always said this. The humidity in Florida is just a little too much, and people start to lose their brain cells. And that was one of them. He out there with a helmet on in a hot, nice weather. He right now confused. He don't know really what's going on. I think he was. You know, he was thinking about Patrick Mahomes when he said that. So I think, I'm gonna go with Cap.
Well, before I say fact or cap, I'm gonna say this statement is pause worthy first and foremost.
Yes, yeah.
That one. So and then I'll say it's cap.
Nah, look, I'll say this. When Tyreek Hill is blowing past his defender, wide open, and the fact of the matter is he's going to have to be thinking about that money on that route, because he ain't going to be thinking about that ball, because that ball ain't going to get there. Tua cannot throw at all. He's going to have to come back and try to make it look like a daggone comeback route, like that video. They made it seem like that joint was a comeback route. Nah, he underthrew you, bro. Come on, stop the cap. Ladies and gentlemen, that wraps up another segment of Fact the Cap. Fact the Cap is back. And guess what? Listen, we all know in society that there's a whole lot of facts, but also right now, there's a whole lot of cap. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll be back after these brief messages. Ladies and gentlemen, I know y'all not getting tired of watching In the Huddle over and over again, so like and subscribe to the channel and receive these new notifications of new uploaded content that will be coming your way. Ladies and gentlemen, enjoy the rest of your day. I'm out. Peace.